What's up, guys? It's Jason. Of course, this is Riley, and this is another edition of the Mask Morgue. We have a triplets here. We have a set of people here that, holy shit. What a score, what a story you're going to hear on how we got this thing. And
big come up.
Big come up on this, man. And of course, we're looking at the 2012 reissue of the Halloween 3, Don Post Halloween 3 masks, right? The skull, the pumpkin, and of course, the beautiful witch, which is my favorite of all time as well. So now, these are pretty interesting. We're going to let Riley here run his mouth and tell us exactly everything about these things, but I would say one of the most iconic sets of masks out of the Don Post collection. I know this may hurt you because I know there's a few other things he likes, but there is no doubt if you're a horror fan, maybe you're it's not even a good horror fan, like a half-ass horror fan, and you see these masks, you pretty much know what movie they came from, right? So, and of course, you know, Don Post, or I'm sorry, Trick or Treat Studios are launching these out right now. And of course, well, sometimes you can get glow ones as well and all that stuff. A lot of times they're out of stock, but these date back a little bit. They're, I would say, the real deal type of thing because these are cool. So, Riley, before we get into where we got this, let's talk about these bad boys. What do we got here, man?
So these fellows were out in 2012, the last year that Don Post was in business, because they were bought out by PMG, Paper Magic Group, which I hate Paper Magic Group because they're what ran Don Post into the ground.
That is true.
If we're being honest.
Sad day. I mean, they had a hell of a run. I mean, when Don Post started,
gosh, I had this date remembered.
It's like, it was a long time. 50s? I think it was 50s. Yeah. Don't kill us on this. I don't really know.
I had this remembered, but
so I ran all the way to 2012, and then times got tough or whatever, and they're gone. Man. Yeah. So the last set of these things right here around 2012, right?
Yeah. So these fellas came out when PMG bought them out, and they were made of vinyl, which is cool because all three of them are made of vinyl. Yeah. Originally, when the skulls came out, it was just a skull that was vinyl, and then the pumpkin and the witch were just latex, and this fella glows in the dark. And these fellas are hard to come by because it was their last year of production. And if any of you mask fanatics also look at the Mask Fan Addict with David Lady, he said that he heard somewhere, this could be true, it could be false, it's just a guesstimate.
All right, I'll take it.
But he guesstimated that there were 6 dozen of these out there.
That's it?
Yeah.
So, 6 dozen in the world of billions, man. Holy shit. So
and the craziest part is that this set is completely tagged, and they're all tagged. They're all in mint condition.
Yeah.
And
look, what a story. First, before we get into the story, man, tell me about, so it's like we look at the Trick or Treat Studios witch, right, when they sell the sets, and they do a good job, man. Trick or Treat Studios does a really cool job, so now there is a chance for you, instead of paying tons and tons of money to try to find old Don Post ones or whatever, you can actually get some, and a lot of people buy them out of the store, but the witch's, I guess, cloak here or whatever, right, her hood, on those are like a dark green. This is more of a bluish color, man.
Yeah.
So why is that?
It's interesting that this one has kind of a blue hood, because if you watch the film, they kind of are green and blue at the same time. So, I mean, I just think it was hard for them to nail that. And as I said before, PMG just really didn't care. Yeah. So it's almost an odd choice for this fella, but I love him just because it gives him a lot of character.
It definitely sets it apart, right? Because once again, I'm so used to seeing dark green hoods, and then all of a sudden these came up, and I'm like, what?
Navy blue.
Navy blue, which is rad. But I love the paint on her face. I think it's way better than what's out there right now in the Trick or Treat Studios ones. No offense, Trick or Treat Studios, but this is so cool. I think this is really rad, man.
What I love about these is just they're vinyl, so these things will outlive me. Yes. Which is the best part. And
which is nuts, because I mean, latex is obviously great. I mean, so when these first came out, was it late 70s or early 80s when they came out? So
for the whole set.
For the whole set, the originals,
When they started doing like the glow jumbo skulls and all that, was right around 82 or 83 is when they started doing them in the Season of the Witch look.
Yes.
And it's funny, the Witch, this one isn't entirely accurate mold-wise, because the Season of the Witch, if you lift up the hood, actually has ears. Oh. And that was only the 82, 83 mold for Season of the Witch. Yeah. And that was in their St. Patrick's Day catalog. And this fella does not. So I'm assuming this would be like kind of deriving from the '84 mold when they stopped having ears on the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm ashamed of myself as a store owner. And when these things come through our store, I should have a bell going off on my head.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And the crazy, I'm going to tell the story because you'll be too nice about it, man. So we have an awesome vendor here at the store that all of a sudden he'll sneak in like dead of night. I don't see him. Comes in like freaking Santa Claus, drops off new stuff and disappears. Well, a lot of times I don't even notice, right? I'm like, because I'm busy and doing stuff. One day he drops off 3 masks, puts them up top on his shelf. And I didn't even pick up on it. I actually even walked by thinking they were just old Trick or Treat Studios ones, right? And then here comes Riley one day walking into work, and I just hear like someone having a heart attack in the next room over, and I'm like, oh shit, Riley just died, which, you know, people if you got an application out, I was looking at it, but, and I go in and he has all 3 of these wrapped up and just start ringing them all up, right? And I was like, right then I knew I done fucked up. I screwed up, because what a score, right?
Yeah. All 3 of them tagged, and I got them for like, I think with tax and everything, I got them for like $120.
$120 for all 3.
And I've seen sets of these on eBay for like $1,500 for the set of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an amazing score.
And I remember I told them right when I found these puppies, I was just looking because this was right when we set up our Killer Clowns display.
Yeah.
And I just peeked around the corner because everyone was getting their pictures, because this was like probably the second day the Killer Clowns thing was up, so it was still hopping.
Right.
And everyone was getting their pictures, and I look around the corner, and this sucker is just like blinding orange. And I was just like, what the hell? And I thought it was going to be like Black Friday, where you see that single mom grabbing the last PS5, you know?
It would have been
me. This is the first time I've ever done this. I've never ran in this store.
Yeah.
I ran to the shelf, and I knocked all 3 of them into my arm, and yeah, my heart was skipping a beat, and then I saw the price tag, and then I was just like, oh.
It was amazing.
I knew it was a good day.
What a find.
October 1st, I believe.
Yes. And that's the stuff here at Terror Trader. Sometimes you just don't know what you're going to see, and bam, wow.
And
so
what a crazy coincidence, too, because the night before, September 30th, I got a tattoo of all 3 Season of the Witch masks.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get naked and show you guys because...
Yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Right? But it is a very cool tattoo on your arm, man. And it was your very first tattoo as well. Second?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
But it looks really rad. So, so pretty cool. And so it was meant to be, right?
Yeah.
If I had these, I will easily sold these to you for just $500.
Yeah.
No worries. What a deal. So, anyway. All right, guys. So there you guys go. 2012 reissue of the H3 mask. Which one's your favorite?
Skull. I've always been a skull guy.
Have you?
Yeah, this one glows in the dark, and I've always been into skulls.
Well, then good. I'll take my beautiful witch, man. So, all right, guys. That's another Mask Morgue as we close the door.